There you go. Hello, hello. So I'm just gonna go over my macros. I guess I can just start right away. Here we are. Now, there's one thing that I really want to go over first before I begin with anything. It's like one of these macros, because I pretty much use them for like everything. It's these mouse over, and if they exist, no harm, no dead, for example. And then like at player. This is just because it's a defensive macro, but usually for like everything else, I just have it lined up like this. So basically how they work is that I cast at my mouse over if they exist, so then it does the kill shot. But if I don't have a mouse over, it just casts a regular kill shot, like a, you know, it just does /cast kill shot, which obviously is just my target, right? So you're gonna see this a lot. I pretty much have this for everything. The reason why I have this is because I really like to do, for example, let's say I'm targeting this person, but I mouse over this guy. If I press harpoon like this, I'm gonna harpoon to my mouse over. I have this for all of my utility spells. So for example, like wing clip, like I can just, you know, wing clip this guy. Even if I target this guy, I can just wing clip him. I can kick him as well. This is just really useful for me if I want to like mouse over harpoon without having two keybinds. I can just have it on the same one. You see now, like if I just press harpoon regular, you know, it's just like a regular harpoon. But if I decide to mouse over anyone, it just does it on my mouse over instead. But I guess now I can just go over everything. So here is my Roar of Sacrifice keybind. Also, you're gonna see one thing here where it says Pet Autocast on Savage Round. I have this pretty much on every single button. The reason why I have this is because I really want to mid-max. So every single time you press your stun, your pet, you know, attacks the target. So let me show you with this Savage Round, which is like a Mortal Strike healing reduction spell. And the only problem with this is that I figured that where's intimidation here? You see how my pet applies Mortal Strike to this target? Now, for me, I was like, maybe there's a way that I can remove this. And you actually can. So the way that I did everything here, just in case, because you're probably gonna see like that I have it on for pretty much every single spell, right? So except for my stun, I have it off. So whenever I'm stunning my target, I have it so this doesn't go off. So you see, I press my stun here. You see how this doesn't go off? So now that my pet is like stunning the healer, for example, because usually I stun healers, my pet won't cast Savage Rend on the healer. Because I want it to be in a way where like my pet puts the Mortal Strike effect on the target that I actually want to kill. So, for example, if this is the healer, and then this is, you know, the main target, what I can do, let me just show you when stun comes up, you know? See how he has, you know, mortal wounds? But let's say like I stun the healer. Now he would have cast the mortal wound there, but since I have it off, he can't. And then I press pet attack, which has this on again. So now he can apply mortal wounds to the main target. So in case you guys are seeing a lot of turn on, you know, Savage Rend, except for my stun, which I have it off, that's the reason why. No, because it's here. So the way that this works, /cast mouse over, if they exist, for example, it's a, you know, and then player, if I don't have one. So basically what this does is like, if I just mouse over my teammate and I press my Roar of Sacrifice, I'm gonna cast Roar of Sacrifice. I'm gonna cast Roar of Sacrifice on my teammates. And, you know, if I don't have a mouse over and I don't have a target, I just press it and then I get Roar of Sacrifice as well. Here's just a flare. It's just a /cursor, you know, so I can like just press it without getting the green little reticle. I have the same thing for my Monster Call as my, you know, as this thing. Turtle, this exclamation mark makes it so you can't, like, see how I spam click turtle and it doesn't go away? Because they made it so if you press turtle while you are inside turtle, it removes itself. So the way that you do it is just simply adding this little exclamation mark, and then you can just spam turtle without canceling turtle. Here's just a kill command macro. The reason why I have pet attack at target instead of just having pet attack is because you see how I don't get a target. See, like this. Even if I click kill command, I don't get anything. If I wouldn't have had that pet attack, then I would have like automatically gotten a target. The reason why I don't want to do this is because let's say I'm trapping the healer and then this is like a hunter, right? And he presses feign death. I'm gonna drop my target. If I press kill command here, there's a chance that I might automatically attack this guy, which can just break CC. So that's why I have a lot of spells with like at target, so I don't automatically like misclick and press all of my spells to get a new target. I guess this macro does not do anything. Here's just my coordinated assault, and I just added this lightning augment rune. It's like old, and then I added like the brawler's potion. You don't really need to have a macro for a coordinated assault. Disengage, same thing here as well. It's not really a macro, I just added the pet savage rend. Hunter's mark, I have the same thing as well, where I can just, you know, mouse over, and then if I don't have a mouse over, it just becomes on my target. This is just the same thing with concussive shot. This is a dismiss pet, but I kind of realized that like in arena this is a dead keybind, so I just wanted to add something to it. So I just added pet growl, like I can taunt the enemy pets if they exist, right? So let's say the hunter is like arena 2, right? If I just press this button, I'm gonna pet taunt his pet. This can be like really useful. So let's say you wanna bandage yourself. Like let's say you're playing bandage, right? And there's a hunter pet on you, you know? Instead of having to like actually click on the pet and then click growl, I could just press my dismiss pet, and then my pet's gonna taunt the pet away from me, you know, and then I can get like a full bandage off, for example. Or, you know, it can just be good to like mitigate some damage. So you can just like press this every 10 seconds if you want. You know, here's the same thing as well. Just added the mouse over, so I can just mouse over kill shot people. These macros run local. So the way that these works is that I just place down a marker on my teammates. The only problem with having like a marker macro is that if you click on them multiple times, they just remove, right? Like, they just get removed. So the way you have to do it is do it like this. The reason why I have this is because every single time you're playing with a night elf and they press shadow meld, the marker actually goes away. For me, this is like very annoying, so I just have this macro, and then the 1 is like a star. I think 2 is the orange thing, and then 3 is a triangle, 8 is skull, I think 5 is the purple thing. But yeah, so I have like more macros here. So for example, when I play with Sufra, my feral, I just have the 2. So even if he presses shadow meld, you know, I'm still gonna just spam mark him because I have it to this thing, you know, Raptor Strike. And then same thing, I have it with my healer because he also plays Night Elf. I think 5 is Moon. So even if my healer presses Shadow Meld, you know, I can still just like remark him because I have it on my macro that I just spam. It's just a steady shot, cancel aura turtle. I also have cancel aura turtle on a lot of my macros because since I can't click turtle again to cancel it, I kind of just press every single button on my keyboard and it removes itself. So that's just something that I have become used to. There's a focus shot, scatter, counter shot. This is a pet move macro. So the way that I have it, I actually have dash on not automatic. See? So I have 2 buttons to do dash. It's my pet attack macro, this one, and also it's just my dash macro. So the way that this works is just, I mean, you can just move your pet around like this. And then he also has pet stay, which makes it so that he can't move. So let's say you're against a paladin, right? And you want to trap the paladin, but you're afraid of him like pet taunting your pet to make it so your pet will attack him and eat up the trap. What you can do is just harpoon trap and then pet taunt, pet move. So now even if my pet is taunted, he won't attack the paladin or the druid if he's in bear form or whatever. So having something like this can be really good against paladins. Or just like pet move in general is like pretty good to have just more control of your pet. So you can like line up, like let's say maybe I'm behind the pillar or something. I can just send in my pet like early on just to like stun a person. Kinda. There's like so many ways where like being able to move your pet is just good. So I think having this on a good keybind is really beneficial. Here is my pet attack macro. You see how I have pet attack and start attack. This is for me, this start attack. I just have it because like most of the time whenever I engage people, I don't actually right click, like I left click them. So you're gonna see now whenever I press my raptor strike, it doesn't actually do my melee swing. See here? So I actually have to like automatically put on my melee swing. So that's something. What do I have here? Feign Death macro. The reason why I have cancel aura Feign Death in this thing is because I also have like stop attack and pet passive just so it drops my combat a little bit faster. It's because if you feign death and then move, dude, I wish you could like see my keyboard, but you guys can try this out as well. If you press feign death and then try to move immediately, like I'm holding down Q right now, I'm holding down strafe. I just can't move. I'm holding down my Q button. There we go. It's really laggy if you try to move your character instantly after feign death. So the way that I do it, I just press feign death 2 times really quick. So you guys are gonna see the difference now. If I double press feign death, I can move instantly. See? It's so much faster. You're saving like a couple of milliseconds, but that can be life-saving. Because sometimes if you just feign death and then instantly try to move, it won't happen. So I can do it right now. I'll press C and then move forward. See? You see that delay? I was holding W the entire time, but it just didn't work. So in case you guys want to move super fast after pressing feign death, I would just recommend having a cancel aura feign death and then just double press it and then you can run instantly. Here's my camo macro. Same thing as well. I have exclamation mark on camo. What can happen if you don't have it is that if you press it multiple times, like you will cancel the camo. So you can see here. Let me go here. Let me click camo. You see how it removes itself? So you can imagine me having camouflage on a scroll wheel. I can just like, it's so easy for me to accidentally cancel my camouflage instantly. So this is why I recommend everyone to have an exclamation mark on camo. There's no real good reason to cancel your camo anyway by pressing camo. So like, just add this and you're fine. Also, I have a cancel aura, blessing of protection. Let's say I'm against a mage and I don't want him to spell steal my bop. I can just press my camo button and it will remove it. Here's just a mending bandage. You have seen these macros before. It's just, mouse over, and then if I don't have a mouse over, it becomes on me. So yeah. This macro doesn't even exist anymore. Here's just a swap blaster macro. Here's if I play with the spirit beast. This is actually a really fun macro. So if I have talent, so basically like how these macros work is that if 4 is like the row over here, and then if I have 4-2, which is this steel trap, see, it just becomes steel trap at my cursor. If I have 4-3, becomes crows, and if I have bloodseeker, it just becomes serpent sting. The reason why I have serpent sting here is because usually I play with viper's venom, so it just makes it so I have more serpent stings on my bar, so I can just like see the viper's venom proc a little bit easier. But ultimately you can just like put whatever spell here, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, instead of like having to drag a bunch of spells to my bars, I just have a macro for like all 3 of them. Here's just a misdirect macro. You know, except instead of player, it becomes my pet. So I do misdirect on my mouse over. And if I don't have a mouse over, it just becomes on my pet. So use 6. This is actually really beneficial for like engineers. So 6 is your belt. So for me as an engineer, that's like rocket boots. So instead of actually having to like put my belt on my bar every single time I get an upgrade, I can just, I don't have to swap anything because I have it, you know, it's a macro. So I can just click this and then, okay, well, I guess my rocket boots failed. But usually, you know, I just get like a movement speed increase. Here's a, you know, on my teammates. So instead of having to like mouse over them every single time, I have 2 keybinds for my macros. One of them is for mouse over / me, and then this is just for specifically like my teammates and stuff that I play with. Here we just have a focus kick. It's just a focus kick. Nothing else. You know, this guy becomes my focus. I can press kick, bam, you know. That's it. Here's the same thing as well. Mouse over, kick. If I don't have a mouse over, it becomes my target. Focus harpoon, really easy. I just harpoon, yahoo, just like that. Acceleration, it's just, you know, just a macro. Same thing here as well. If I don't have a target, my mouse over, you know. Let's say I have it, I press it, becomes on my thingy. Or I can just, you know, mouse over, wing clip all of these people. And then I can still press the same macro, just do it on my main target. Really easy. I love these macros, they're so good. Here's my harpoon macro. Now I actually have a bunch of like cancel aura things, because I like to cancel my goblin glider, for example. So I just added it to harpoon. So let's say I want to do my glider, I can just cancel it mid-air by pressing my harpoon. Pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just like the same as everything else. Just mouse over, harpoon, yeah. Here's a focus wing clip. Here is just add someone to my focus. Here's my carve macro. Now, this is just for me, but I actually realized that carve is such a dead keybind in PvP that I might as well put in some other stuff. So let's say I play binding shot, just replaces my carve, and now I have an extra keybind. Now the only problem with this is like, whenever I play Mythic Plus, I kinda have to like put binding shot on my knock trap, and then I have to press, you know, I have to go into my spell book and put carve over here. But I mean, I don't do Mythic Plus that often, so this doesn't really matter to me. And then I can also play with flanking strikes. The only problem is like, I can't go binding shot and flanking strikes at the same time. But then again, I would like never do that, so it doesn't really matter. But this is just to free up some space. Because I think some games, whenever I play double DPS, flanking strikes could actually be pretty good. And I also think in 3s, you could actually play binding shot some games as well. So this just gives me the option of having more and more keybinds, because yeah, my bars are pretty full right now. So anything that can just give me more bar space is just really big. A dire beast if I play BM, I guess. Tracker's Net. I also realized that my Tracker's Net keybind is on a, you know, use my health stone, because I don't have any. I guess I have H, but it's like, it's H. I don't know. Rather just press this. More used to it. Focus Tracker's Net. That's about it. A bursting shot macro, you know. Scatter shot macro, the same thing with the mouse over. I think focus scatter shot. There's a cursor freezing trap, in case you guys don't know what cursor macros are. You know, you don't get like one of these green reticles. You know, like this, I can just press it and then bam, it just works. So much faster. So true shot aura macro. The reason why I had the stop macro here is because you like use 13. 13 is this slot. So before I used to have my badge over here. So pressing any trinket will remove your stealth. If you see here. See? But you can actually cast through shot wall and stuff, so I just made it so stop macro, like anything below this line won't work if I'm in stealth. So if you're in stealth, it's just gonna do this. But if you're not in stealth, it would just do both. It's a cursor knock trap. Here's my my mount macro. So I actually have pet passive and pet follow to my mount, because I want to save on keybinds. So it's just use if you can fly, becomes my flying mount. And if I can't fly, it becomes this mount. And then I can just click it again to this mount. It's my bomb macro, just cancel aura turtle, pet auto cast on, tar trap. I mean, I guess I could add this to this. Might as well, right? Same thing, use 14. 14 is the bottom row. So I don't have to like put in this, right? And then I have to like swap my macro every single time I get a new trinket. I could just very easily just use 14. And then yeah, now we're chilling. Here, same thing as well, use 13. The reason why I have stop macro stealth here is because I realized that there's some times where I accidentally middle click whenever I go stealth. So if I'm playing with with this trinket, sometimes I could press my camouflage too hard, like where I can accidentally click on my middle click as I'm mouse wheel up. So I would just instantly cancel my my camo. So the way that I just added this line, stop macro if stealth. This line should actually be higher than this line. There we go. But yeah, so you see now, since I'm in stealth, even if I click my trinket, nothing's gonna happen because I'm in stealth. So yeah. But let's say I just remove this line. See? But yeah. So let me just add it back again. Soft macro if stealth. Very cool. Now this is not something that you guys need to do, but it's a good thing to know that there are so many ways you can add macros if you're having troubles like this, especially with your keybinds. This is just something that I realized, so I just added this line. Here is my gnomish gravity well, but I also figured that like this keybind is really good, so I just added Master's Call on my teammate. It just removes focus. I can just press it, bam, and he's gone. Scattershot Arena 2, Scattershot Arena 1, Sniper Shot, which just cancel Aura Turtle and stuff. Same thing here, cancel Aura Turtle, pet autocast on. Here is my Cooking Fire. Now I don't have this on my bar at the moment, but I think I should, yeah, like this. So whenever I press my Cooking Fire, my pet gets a marker. Pretty sick. Yep, 1 versatility, pretty good. Here's my spell queue window. Now, in case you guys don't know what a spell queue window is. Okay, so I can actually explain this. Let's imagine if you have a really high spell queue window, if I press my buttons as like maybe here, when it's like 3/4 of the way in, I can like actually make sure that the spell goes off. So let me just put this to like a really high spell queue window, like 200. Let me just put this on my bar. So the way that this will work now is like, you see here how I can buffer my spells by pressing them like really early. Like there. Maybe, wait, like there. You guys saw how I can like click my spell before it even goes off, and then it's gonna go off immediately. Now having a really high spell queue window is like really good for PvE, because your spell is gonna go off immediately after you press it. Or like, it's way easier to buffer spells, so you get them off like way earlier. See how like I don't need to be so precise, like click, click, click. You see? Click, you know, there is a reason why PvEers have a really high one. You know, it just makes the rotation way easier. But I think this is really bad for PvP, mainly because, and also just like the way that I play the game, I really like to have a low spell queue window. Because even if I spam my buttons, maybe I realize like halfway through, like, oh shit, this is not the right button to press. So like, I can very easily, oh, I didn't even click it here. So you see, now it didn't go off. Click, didn't go off. Click, didn't go off. Like I actually need to like press my buttons as they go off, or as they are available to be able to press them. Now this is just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with having a high spell queue window in PvP, it's just that I prefer to have a lower one. So I have two of them just in case I want to swap around and change, because it kind of depends. I think this is something that you guys should just play around with. Just go up to a training dummy and just try setting it to whatever you guys prefer. I would recommend having your ping plus 25. That's just me. So I play with around 25 ping, and then I just added, I mean, I guess this could be 50, but I mean, I'm just used to 45 right now. But yeah, just play around with this and then see what you enjoy. So here we just have use 15, which is my cloak for my goblin glider, and I also added stop cancel aura nitro boost. So let's say I use these, I can still use my goblin glider, you know. That's that. Here is cast eagle. Since I added this exclamation mark, I can press eagle while I'm inside eagle, which is very fun, because now I can like go anywhere on the map. You see, really cool. Really cool, yeah. This is not like super needed, but I think it's really fun to be able to just like press eagle while you're inside eagle, you know. Then look how far I can get. Damn, so fun. There's a BM macro, multi-shot. This is a BM kill command. Here we just have monster call on party member 2. This is just this I use for MM. Same thing here, tranquilizing shot on my mouse over. If I don't have a mouse over, it just becomes, you know, my target. Scare beast, same thing here as well. Focus trank shot. Hunter's mark arena 1 and 2. I don't have 3 because I mainly use these macros for like double DPS, so I can like spam them if I see someone in stealth. So that's why I don't have arena 3. I only have arena 1 and 2. Here we have cursor, resonating arrow, and also use 14, since both of them have a 1 minute cooldown. I mean, I just might as well have them on at the same time, right? Here we have my chakrams thingy, and if I don't have chakrams, it becomes serpent sting. So yeah, same macro as before, but it's just on my alt. Trackernet arena 2, see, I have it right there. Arena 1, I also added pet growl to this. So my old keybind for pet growl was shift A, but now it's my tracker's net. So I just added my pet growl to this because I'm just really used to pressing, you know, shift A to taunt someone because I have it on off. So yeah. And here's just 3. Here's my bandage macro. Same thing here, you know, if I you know, if I don't have a mouse over, I just do it on me. You know, and if I do have a target, it becomes my target. And if I have a mouse over, it becomes my mouse over. Yeah, that's kind of it. Here's my stun. So these macros are mainly just used for double DPS as well. So let's say I'm against a druid or someone in stealth, you know, I can just spam this button while in stealth and I will like stun them immediately. Just aim shot. It's just a deterrence macro. Uh-oh. You know this is very old. I'm just gonna keep it for fun. Focus, got concept shot. So, okay. Here is my target Arena 1, but it's also my call pet. And the reason why I had the stop macro if Arena 1 exists is because if you do /call pet 1, you know. So the way that I used to have this before is that I realized that my call pet macros were on a really good keybind. So I just added target Arena 1 to them as well. But the problem is, if you do /call pet 1 as you have your pet with you, let me actually show you. Let me actually show you what happens. So let me do /call pet 1 /cast call pet 1. He just follows you. Like, why? So you can imagine this being really annoying whenever I want to target someone, but when my pet just follows me. So yeah, this is just because I have my Arena 1 and call pet 1 on the same macro. So this might not be a problem for you if you have your call pet on a different keybind that's your target. So this is just what I added because, you know, I figured out that it was a problem, so I had to add this to make sure that if Arena 1 exists, I won't cast call pet 1. And since you can't summon a pet in Arena anyway, this does not matter at all. Here is my oh no, this is what I used to get people out of stealth. Alt 1, 2, 3. So I can just spam this button and I'm gonna for sure get someone out of stealth. And then, you know, if I play MM, it like slows them. So yeah, you can see how this works. I just Arena Serpent thing and like claw smack and bite. That attack as well, and I target them, and it's like, yeah. This is... Dude, if there's a rogue nearby, I just spam like this and like, I will get them. I will. What else do we have? Cobra shot, I guess. Rapid fire, you know. This is my focus spiders thing. Just have it here. Yeah. Roar of Sacrifice Arena 1. I mean Party 1. Scatter Shot Arena 1. Dire Beast. Okay. Scatter Shot Arena 2. This macro does not do anything. You know, same thing here. This is like same thing for 2. Party member 2, Roar of Sacrifice. Same thing here. Call pet 3, etc. Stop if 3 exist. It's just show my details. You know, I can just click Yahoo. There we go. Stun on my focus target. Stun on my main target. And if I don't have a target, becomes my mouse over. This is what I showed before, but it's just cast. And the reason why I have the at target here is because let's say I don't have a target and I press Serpent Sing. You see how I don't like automatically get a target, but if I click it from my spellbook, you see I will automatically get a target. So let me just, you know, let me show you again. I press Serpent Sing, I don't get a target. Click it on my spellbook, bam. And then, you know, I said it before, but the problem with this is like, if I trap this guy, I'm attacking this hunter, he presses Feign Death. Oh shit. I press Serpent Sting, damn. I just broke my own trap. Fuck. So yeah, this is why I have at target on most of my spells. Just to make sure that it doesn't happen. And I don't actually have this on my bomb, because my bomb is like AoE anyway, so like I wouldn't even consider pressing this. And same thing with my chakrams, you know. Since these are 2 AoE spells, you know, I don't care. But I have them on my single target spells, so like 1, 2, 3, and then 5. So if I spam these buttons, you know, I won't get a target. But I guess here's what the fuck happened. Okay, you see, I don't get a target. So even if someone just presses Feign Death to me, I won't like automatically retarget the closest target, which could be a person that is in CC. So this is just so I don't break CC and stuff. You've seen this before. This is the same thing, stun Arena 2, mainly used for double DPS. So I can spam stun people out of stealth. And scatter shot Arena 3. Here is kick Arena 1. I don't know why they're the same. Okay, well, oh, actually, I know why. Because one of them is on my main, one of them is on my alt. I used to have different like buttons here. This is like, you know, a battle res, but on my alt I didn't have a battle res. So this was like a different like use. It was like eat food or something. But then I got my battle res on my alt as well, so I was like, fuck it, might as well just like replace it, right? Same thing here, it was like different on my alt. And then healing potion, like, you know, just, it was different on my other character, but now it's the same, so yeah. Console show player 0, this just removes yourself. In case you want to do that, I don't know. See, now I can like remove myself. Wow, cool. This is just because I think it was like a cool thing, so I just, you know, console show player 1. Yeah, I'm back. I just wanted to add it for fun. See, what else do we have? This is my spider sting and viper sting. Same thing as well, you know, now server if I have one, etc. Pretty sick. Now this macro, this has to be my favorite macro of all time. So let's say I'm queuing some skirmishes right now. See, if I click this macro, I'm gonna leave queue. See, it's so cool. And also a really good thing, if the queue pops and you click this this button, you will actually enter the arena. So this is a really safe way to leave queue, because what can happen is like if you leave queue like this, and then if you get the queue pop as this thing happens, you know, you're gonna get deserter and it's not gonna be good. So just having a macro like this will just make sure that, you know, you can leave the queue safely. Because then worst case scenario, if you click it as the queue pops, you're just gonna enter the arena. And here we just have this, you know, that I showed before. But let's say I play with my rogue instead, I can just do this. And then, yeah. Oh shit. Like that. There we go. Okay, so that's actually all of my macros that I use. So I guess I can begin with my add-ons. So then first one, ability team tracker. This is just an add-on that shows cooldowns on my teammates and stuff. So let's say I want to show like when does my rogue have evasion or shadowy jewel or something, I can just see that very easily. Then we have bartender, I think, kind of good macro or add-on. So this just shows, you know, all of my bars in a very special way. I guess I can go over my settings in case you guys want to have this as well. So for pretty much everything, I have scale 1 and then, you know, 12 like this. I guess I can just show everything like this. And then the positioning, I think this just like depends on where you want to have it. It's mainly just like having the scale and stuff. Then for 2, which bar is this? Oh, it's just this one. Oh yeah, because I have these one like smaller because they're not in line of sight, you know. And also the way to like make it like this, you just fade out and then remove the delay and then remove the alpha. So I have to actually mouse over them to get to them. So this is like, you know, makes my screen less cluttered because I don't need to see these cooldowns. Which is also, I have stuff like Hunter's Mark up here because it doesn't have a cooldown, so I don't need to have it here. Because here, I like everything here has a cooldown, right? So, you know, Scare Beast gets up here, for example. I mean, I guess these don't have a cooldown, but like it's my damaging spells, I kind of want to have them there. And the same thing here, you know, Call Pet and like Dismiss Pet doesn't have a cooldown, so I don't need to see them. But yeah, you know, Pet Attack and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. There's a bunch of toys and stuff. My professions. Yeah, more toys, riding, mailbox and stuff. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go over. Is there anything that I missed? I don't think so. I mean, in case you guys wanna like, if there's any questions you guys have, I can maybe go more into detail. you can just join my Discord and then ask me there if there's anything else that you guys want to ask, if I missed anything here. I guess the next add-on I can go over is big debuffs, probably. This one. Now, this just shows, you know, CC on your main target. So like, if I press trap, I will see the trap duration right here. And if I stun him, you know, I'm gonna see the stun duration. Pretty sick, pretty good. I think I just have it, like, everything's just default. So for me, I didn't change anything. Yeah. So everything is just default. And then the second one is just details. I'm pretty sure you guys know this add-on. You know, it just shows, you know, damage and healing and like stuff. I feel like everyone is like familiar with this add-on. Then second off, we have my Gladius. So let me just do Gladius test 3. Hello, Gladius test 3. Hello, what's happening? / reload. My Gladius doesn't want to work. Wait, is it because I'm in combat or something? There we go. I guess I didn't work well in combat. So yep, here's my Gladius. Everything here is just custom made. The reason why I have a little hole here is because I used to have my racials here. But that version of Gladius isn't really updated right now, so once it becomes updated, I'm gonna put racials in this little corner right here. And in case you guys want to get my my profile for this, the layout, I have it. I can put it down in the description, so you can just get it from there. And then you just put, you know, you type in the code, and you press import, and yeah, that's how you do it. And then the add-on to make this this dragon thing is called Golden Portrait. Here, this one. And then for my frames, I get a lot of questions. It's QE nameplates. So I can just show you how that looks right now, like this. And I can just go over all of my settings in case you guys wanna copy them over. Just like that. And then I also have spell list, so I just blacklisted a bunch of these things that I don't need to see, like, you know, growl, internal bleeding from shrapnel bomb and harpoon and stuff. And then the spells that I do want to see is these things. And then also it does my stun automatically and my trap automatically. So I don't need to. And then I want to see the bomb duration. I want to see serpent sting and stuff. So yeah, and I also want to see wing clip, so yeah. Just like this. Yep, that's pretty much it. I guess it's mainly up to like personal preference. You can kind of add whatever you want, but these are the spells that I want to see. And for my map, I have an add-on called Mapster. Pretty sick, pretty cool. You know, it just shows automatically everything, so you don't need to like explore the entire map. Yeah, kind of it. And then to make it a black outline for everything, it's an add-on called Mask. Also, yeah, it's Mapster, spells like this. So the way that this works is that I have a skin called Darion. So by default, it just looks like this, right? Or like this. So, and then I can also like put it on certain spells or certain add-ons here as well. So it's just Darion, and then I added stuff like this. And then another thing that I've gotten a lot of questions about is the way that I have my damage numbers. It's MSBT, so mixed scrolling battle text. But I've kind of changed like a bunch, you know, pretty much everything. So I guess I can just go over all of my settings, and then you can just copy whatever you want from here. So I'm just gonna go through everything. Here, configure. This is the way that I have them set up. Here I have all of my events, so incoming player. Actually, I have this off, so it's just outgoing player. Now, I didn't really want to see like melee hits and stuff, because I don't really care about that. So just to make it less spammy, I just added skill hits and crits. And when I attack shields, I don't care about dots really. I don't really care if they miss, you know, into absorb. And then spell interrupts. So regular, like whenever you kick someone, it becomes on this line. But I wanted to have it on the big line. Like I want to have it on this notification tab so I can see it way clearly. So the way that I did this, like I put the outgoing to here, notification. You can click on this button, and then you can change where you want it to be. So I added this to notification, and then, you know, I could just, you know, see, I will see whenever I land a kick on someone. And then outgoing pet, I just have skill hits and crits, and that's about it. And then for no notification, I have if I get some honor, skill, if I level up like engineering or something, and then player killing blow. I added this so I know that someone is actually dead. For example, if I'm against like a hunter or maybe a rogue that has sheet death or something, or if I'm against a guy with like the pod thing, I can just clearly see that someone is dead, etc. Yeah. And then these don't actually do anything. Same thing. These that did not do anything. Triggers. This is just if someone presses trinket, I will see it. It's just spam control to make everything less spammy. Cooldowns. Just yeah. Boost. I don't care about this. And then skill icons and skill names. Like that. So that's every setting that I have. So you guys can just copy that over in case you want. And again, that's mix scrolling battle text. So I guess then I can go over like omnibar. So it just add on the tracks a bunch of spells and stuff. Yeah, you can kind of add like whatever spells that you want. I think the most important one as a hunter is to have grounding totem and shadow word death. For me, having them next to my focus frame is really good for me, because, you know, I can see it way easier instead of just having it here in the middle of everything. So the way that I did this is just, see, I just made a separate bar with only death and grounding, and then I put it up here. And then I also put spell reflection here. I think maybe I could put intervene up here as well, but nah, maybe not. Maybe in the future if I feel like I need to. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's like a right and wrong about these things. I'd just say, like, you know, the way that I have it set up is like I have one for defensives and one for offensives, so it doesn't become as cluttered. Like I have this bottom bar is all of the defensives, and then the top bar over here is just offensive spells. I mean, usually in PvP it won't look like this. You know, it won't be this cluttered, but yeah. And also, I just have some really bad experiences with with the rest totem, so I just added it, increased the size, so in case someone presses rest totem, I will see it. Don't worry, guys, I will see rest totem. And then I guess the other thing is Omni CC. Omni CC. This thing, it just shows numbers for all of your cooldowns, so you can see it way easier. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You see how I can, like, I know that this is baked into your default UI now, but I'm just so used to it, so I mean, it works for me. I don't see why I need to remove it, right? So yeah, it just shows all of your stuff as like a cooldown, so it's way easier to see and stuff. And again, that's Omni CC. And for my cast bar, Quartz looks like this. You know, so, you know, I can see it like this. It's just, you know, just a cast bar add-on, kind of. But then I put my focus frame over here, target this, and then this bar is me. I guess I can go over all of the settings in case you guys want to see. Target. And then focus. Yep. And then we have range display. Holy fuck, I love this add-on. Where is range display? Here. So let me unlock this so you can see how they are. I can just go over the settings first and then I can kind of explain why I have them. So here's my target. Also by default, it's gonna show up like this. I'm pretty sure. So if you don't want to have two of them, just remove one of them and then yeah. And also very important to have this in reverse. Yeah, so that's my settings. And then I have the same thing for my focus. Yep. I'm gonna unlock this add-on. So the reason why I have this is because since I play with a cursor macro, you know, I can't really see the max distance of my trap. But since I know that the trap is 40 yards, if I press trap here, I know it's gonna land because I see that he's 40 yards away. You see? And also, it helps me with using my harpoon. So let's say, for example, I'm like 40 yards away. I wouldn't even bother pressing harpoon if I really want to harpoon him. Like I wouldn't even like walk up and press harpoon. I would just instantly like try to disengage harpoon because I know that he's 40 yards away. So trying to press harpoon is just a waste of time when I can just be way faster and just press disengage into harpoon. And also it's really good to know like charge, it's 30 yards. So if I'm standing like this versus a warrior, I don't need to be afraid of him charging me. I can just play at max range, kinda like at 40, you know. I can even like look away like this, so I have easier time kiting without having to see him. I know that he's 40 yards away, so I don't need to be afraid or anything. It's also good versus warlock. So let's say I'm like this and he's casting maybe a polymorph or something, a fear. I could just go out like this and I won't feign death or press, you know, anything because I know that he won't get the cast off because, you know, he's at max range, so the cast won't go off. Stuff like that. I think having a range tracker is like really beneficial. And then we have a sexy map, just my map. Just makes it look like this. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's like about it. That's pretty much it. Nothing like super special, I guess. And then we have a big boy add-on. Holy fuck, tell me when. So a lot of people used to, you know, ask if I have any weak auras or anything. I don't actually use weak auras. I have this for pretty much everything. So it lets me show, you know, coordinated assault and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna make one and I can show you how they work. So here I made a new group. So let's say I want to track. Let's say I want to track a buff. Like let's say I want to track Eagle, maybe. So the way that I do it is that I right click on this and then I enable and then I go to buffs because Eagle is a buff. Press buff, what to track? Aspect of the Eagle. Click on this thing to get the spell ID. Bam. Track it on player. It's a buff. This does not matter. This is mainly used if you're, let's say you want to track like power word shield and you're a priest and you only want to see the shield that you cast instead of your teammate, maybe. This is just if you have like a duration stack, you can like put in everything here, but and then here I can show the timer text in case I want to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if I press Eagle, see, shows up right here and here. Pretty easy and pretty good. I mean, obviously there's like a lot of more things you guys can do with this. So the way that Like one of my favorite ones that I did is this one for my mend pet. So the way that this works is that if my pet, let me show you. Can I go to it? Icon conditions here. So the way that this worked, I've made everything by myself, is that if my pet is between 75 and 50% HP, and also the mend pet cooldown, you know, it's not on cooldown, it's gonna show a little mend pet icon. And here, if it's between 50 and 30, it's gonna show a bigger mend pet icon. And then this last one, if it's between 30 and 0, it's gonna show an even bigger mend pet icon. So having something like this, it just makes it so easy for me to tell. First off, if I have mend pet available, and second off, like the HP of my pet. Because I can just see like the, you know, this getting bigger means that it becomes more spooky for my pet. So yeah, that's kind of good. And then again, like if you need help setting this up, if you also want something like this, then just hit me up on Discord and you can just ask and I can probably help you out, or just give you the import string here, and then you can just copy paste the string. And then here, you know, you can also do it to like track stuff like this. So yeah, track mind games. It's a debuff on me, so in case I have mind games, I will see it, so I won't like heal into it or do damage into it, you know. And then same thing here, you know, I have pain suppression. If I have Roar of Sacrifice, Iron Bark, etc. So I won't like overuse cooldowns because I will see easier that I have a cooldown on me. And then Bop as well. This is mainly like so I can just cancel it in case I'm against a mage, so they won't spell steal it. Here I have Play Dead on my pet. So I can just, because whenever you press Play Dead, you know, your pet can't move, he can't stun, he's useless. So this just like makes sure that I actually see that my pet is like sleeping. So I need to press wake up again, you know. And then same thing here, I have this like with Shadowy Jewel, so I can see Shadowy Jewel debuff on my target. This is mainly used if you play with a rogue, because you can press Hunter's Mark and then he can Shadowy Jewel this guy and I can see it. So I will just like see the duration of Shadowy Jewel. Then also Beast Cleave, I guess, if I play BM. Actually, this should be pet. Hello. Okay, cool. Here I have, this is a really big thing. So Feral Frenzy, Rip or Rupture. And then, you know, I could just see it. So let's say one of my teammates gets like a debuff here. I will just see it and I can just press my Mending Bandage to remove them. Tracker's Net on my rogue, so I can just press Freedom on him, really easy. Just show the Viper's Venom in the corner. I can see Turtle. Here I can see Coordinated Assault, True Shot, and Aspirate to Wild. Eagle, Double Tap, Beast of Wrath. Mongoose Fury, Tip of the Spear, Frenzy stacks on my pet. Yeah. And here's just Steady Focus or Sniper Shot or Dance of Death. This doesn't actually exist anymore, so I guess I could technically remove this, but yeah. And yeah, that's like about it. I mean, obviously before I used to have Maledic and stuff here, but I just removed them because, you know, they don't really exist anymore. But then again, if you have any more questions about my Tell Me Ones, you could just feel free to ask, and yeah. And then I guess I can go over the Agile character stats. This is the add-on that shows, you know, you can see more in detail, like my focus regen, your global cooldowns, you know, your speed value. You can also add more things, but I kind of removed stuff that I don't care about. So this is like really beneficial for me, especially knowing your global cooldown is super important in my opinion as a hunter, because if you have a 1.21 seconds or 1.20, which I don't have, you can do the very infamous, the haste cap, triple damage global into trap. So let me show you. So this guy becomes my focus. I can stun. 1, 2, 3, trap. You see there, it became a little delay. But if you have your global set to 1.20, you can actually do stun, 3 damage globals, and then trap without leaving any room. So I'm not at my haste cap yet. I think I need like, yeah, about 2% more haste. Because it's about 25% haste, where you can do the stun, 3 globals, trap. So maybe soon in the future I will get more. But yeah, again, that add-on is called Deja Character Stats. And then I guess I can just go over reflex. So the way that this works is that, you know, you can just see your win loss and stuff. You know, for 2s and 3s, etc. Yeah. That's like about it. You know, you can just see it. It's like a scoreboard add-on, kinda. And you can also press shift to see more in detail. You can see the names of the players and stuff. Yeah. You can see like damage done. You can sort by duration if you want to see your fastest games, your longest games. You can sort by the enemies, your MMR, etc., etc. I think usually just sort by date, usually. I'm just gonna see if there's like any more add-ons. I guess Jack Surrender, they just disables AFK in Arena. Good to have, you know, in case you like rage/AFK when actually you could maybe win the game. So this just makes it so you actually can't /AFK out. I got this in Legion for the most part because even if you lost an arena, you would get honor. But if you leave the arena, you won't get honor. So before, you know, with the prestige system, you could prestige and you would lose all your honor points. I mean, your honor talents. So I guess now it doesn't really matter too much, but I mean, it's good to have. I'm gonna double check if there's anything. I think I went through everything. I guess world, this is just like random shit that won't really save you. I guess sort group. So this add-on makes it so you will always be on top, and then party 1 will be always below you, and party 2 will always be below him. So it just makes it way easier to use party arena 1 and 2, or like party 1 and 2 for Roar of Sacrifice and Master's Call. So that's pretty handy. Sell junk, I guess it just sells your junk. Like you could just press this button to sell all your gray items. Okay, I guess. Range display, quartz, omnibar, move anything. I don't really use move anything. But I guess if you want to move these things, I actually don't know why I have this enabled. I mean, I guess why not? Oh yes, actually I do know why I have this. So move anything, I have this because fuck, if I can find a player. Wait, hello, let me ask him. No, he's orc. Okay, but you know the target of target? Oh no. This is so scuffed. I need to find a mob maybe. Okay, but basically how this works is that target of target. So by default, the portrait is like over here. Like over here. So it covers up this 5th debuff over here. So I just have move anything to move it a little bit to the right. So I just can't, you know, so it won't eat up this 5th debuff. Oh no, here's a mob. Okay, let me see. You see? I moved this just a little bit. Just a little bit. Damn, can I even get 5 debuffs on this guy? I don't think so. Can I? Oh yes, you see. I just moved them a little bit. So I just like, you know, I could just see it. I guess that's like about it. Wait, did they change how this works? Because they moved the entire frame. Wait, what? Did they actually? Dude, it just removes the entire frame. This has to be something new, right? Wait, this is actually new. Because before, the debuff would just get covered up. Okay, I guess I learned something. I guess I don't need move anything anymore. Okay. But I guess that's cool. But yeah, that was the reason why I had move anything before. Just to move the target of target frame. I guess handy notes. It just shows, you know, let's say I go to the maw, I can see all the rare mobs and stuff. Same thing here, I can see all the boxes and yeah, stuff. I can mouse over them to see how you get them. Yeah, that's like about it. And I think that's pretty much it. Also, this is kind of fun, but this is kind of complicated because Dev's tooltip. How I did this is that I went into I downloaded this add-on because it had a feature where if you're in combat, it won't show, you know, this information tab. You see how I'm in combat and it doesn't show, but it had some other stuff to it. So basically what I did is that, I mean, I guess I could show it. Let me kill this mob. I can show you guys. Let me go here, World of Warcraft, retail, interface, add-ons, Dev's tooltip here, yes. So basically what I did is that I removed all of the text because I had some other stuff to it, like it made it so your, you know, this information tab got on your mouse, and I didn't want to have that. I only cared about the combat it won't show. So I just removed all lines of text except for the ones that made it so it got hidden while in combat. So if you guys download Dev's tooltip, it won't work the way that I did it. You actually have to like go into the this folder and just like remove everything except for this thing. I guess that's like about it. So in case you guys want this, you can just add me on Discord, and then, you know, you can just whisper me, and then I can give you the like download link for this in case you guys want this as well. Also, there's an add-on that I made that is called removing healing numbers. So you can do this. You can do this with any single script in the game. You see, very easy. So this just removes the healing numbers on your frame. So let me show you. Let me first remove the add-on so you guys can see how it looks. So yeah. Let me make sure this guy attacks me so I lose some health. You guys are looking at this, these like dodge and the damage taken and healing. I hate this. So what I used to do before is that every single time that I logged in, I used to type in these scripts to do it. But then I was like, okay, is there any way that I can automate this instead? Because I don't want to type these scripts every single time that you log in. And you actually can. You can make add-ons that just automatically does the script every single time where you log in. Now, I don't exactly remember how I did this. I can link you a Wowhead, or I think it's a MMO champion guide on how to do this, but basically you just make like a text document, and then you type in the script, and then you make a second one with like a Lua file, and you just do it yourself. It wasn't actually that hard. Or I can just give you guys this folder, and then you guys can just, you know, you can just get it from here. So I made this. I mean, it's kind of cool. So now you see how I'm healing, it just shows up like this. But if I put on the add-on that I made, it shouldn't show up. Yes. You see, doesn't show up. And the same thing here, you know, I don't see it in combat. It just covers it up in PvP, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's everything. And you know, again, this video wasn't really made with a script or anything. So in case there's anything that I missed, please just feel free to ask if I missed out on anything, or if you need extra help with setting up anything, or if you want a download link for anything, you can just hook me up on Discord. Just be like, yo, help me with this, dog, and I'd be like, sure, dog, you know? So I can just help you guys out. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you, boys, for watching. Yeah, goodbye. Bye-bye.